Liverpool continue to do their thing at the top of the table over in the Premier League, and Manchester City back in the title race. We'll take a look at that and much more next. That's right, folks. Pat wants to give you another prediction video today. It's all about match number 24 in the Premier League, and we'll get to that in a second. If you knew where you've been, hit the old subscribe button. You want to stop shop for Blackburn Rovers, Premier League, world football. We're going to all here under one Rooski. That's right. If Man City do win this weekend against Arsenal, are they back in it? We'll take a look at it in a second. Big shout out to the members. Big shout out to the patrons. You know who you are. But what we're going to do now, though, is revisit last weekend's predictions. Of course, the Superbru update, and then, of course, look forward to this weekend's drama. That's right, folks, back once again, of course, looking back to last weekend's games. Here they are on the screen right about now, of course. Liverpool with a 4-1 win over Ipswich. I went with a 3-0 win. Arsenal with a 1-0 win over Wolves. I went with a 2-1 win. Everton did beat Brighton 1-0 win. They are now moving in the right direction under David Moyes. David. Meanwhile, Newcastle 3-1 winners over Southampton. I went with a 2-0 win. Bournemouth put 5. I said 5 past Nottingham Forest to get themselves back in the thick of things. Meanwhile, Man City with a 3-1 win over Chelsea. Got that one spot on the nose. Brentford with a 2-1 win over Palace. I went the other way. Spurs losing to Leicester. What the shit's gone wrong there? Villa could only draw with West Ham. And Manchester United did beat Fulham 1-0 down with a 2-1 win. So those were my pricks. This is the table as we see it right here, right now, heading into the weekend. Of course, Liverpool are top 53 points to Arsenal are second with 47. Forest are in third still. Man City closing the gap. Of course, going down is Southampton. You could probably write that off right here, right now. Ipswich are there. Wolves, Leicester. It looks like it's one of those, or two of those three down at the bottom. Everton getting away from it. Spurs are in a bit of trouble as well. But what will go on this weekend? Well, let's take a look then at the Superbru. It's been a long time, guys. Let's see how we both, or when we say both, I mean you and I, got on last time around. Alrighty, a recap looks like this, guys. Ultra up there with 12.5. DJ Horn the same. Yakuba Manifeste Fan 12.5 as well. I'm up there with 10. Ain't too shabby, guys. Ain't too shabby. In the top 10 for this week. Newton Abbey, Russell Frost, Liquid up there as well. And then the Chasing Pack. If you see your name in there, please smash your subscribe, smash the like, hit the little bell. Of course, you guys need to up your game down here, up your bloody prediction game. The leaderboard, though, of course, I'm in 51st. It's not great for me. I must have missed about 6 weeks. That's probably what it is. But I'll keep on going. Vinny Hung, though, is running away with it with Barcelona Easter. Nacho is on third. Very, very tight race between these three. Yalva VMP, former winner, I think, of the old prediction league going back a couple of years, if my memory serves me rightly. DJ Horn down, up 10 spots to number 30. I must be a mover. Just 4 spots. Me and Frosty struggling. What's going on there, Frosty? Why are we struggling? Shepherd, what are we doing? And worse, what are we doing? Why are we struggling? Why are we sucking ass? Well, we'll hope to not suck ass this week and get back in the thick of things with this weekend's drama. If you want to get involved, it is still wide open, still free. And if you got all your predictions right from here on in, you're going to win. There's no questions asked. This is the link if you want to get involved. But we are now looking forward to these, guys. It is the next round of games. And we have a bit of a banger. Arsenal, Man City at the bottom of the graphic there. But we're going to start with a trip to Forest on Saturday morning my time, USA noon. It's Nuno Espirito Santos Forest up against Fabian Husler's Brighton at the City Ground. Forest are in third, 44 points for the campaign, just one defeat in the last 6. They're on 75% form for them right now. Up against Brighton, and they are 9th in the table, just one defeat in the last 6 themselves. They're on 67% form. Played each other 25 times since 2002. 7 wins Forest, 10 wins Brighton. There's been 8 draws between the two sides. Last time around over at this venue, it was a 3-2 win for Brighton, who are unbeaten against Forest over the last 3, including a reverse fixture draw, 2-2 at September this season. Forest on the back of that 5-0 stuffing by Bournemouth. Brighton losing to Everton most recently. Got the basic odds on it. It's very, very tight between the two sides, but Forest just about edge it. I think they just about edge it for me as well. 1-0 winners. Forest taking it in the end. Meanwhile, Newcastle United are up against Fulham in the Alexander Mitrovic derby, coming out of the St James's Park. Eddie Howe's boys are 5th at the table, just one defeat in the last 6 up against Fulham. Marco Silva, 50% form for them right now. 1-2 lost to and draw 2 over the last 6. They are 10th with 33 points for the season. Played each other 36 times in 2001. 16 wins Geordies, 15 wins the Cottagers. 5 draws between the two sides. Last time around over at St James's Park. It was a 3-0 win for Newcastle back in December 2023. The reverse fixture this campaign, 3-1 win it was for Fulham back in September. Fulham on the back of that 1-0 loss to Manchester United. Newcastle with a 3-1 win over Southampton. Of course, Bournemouth scoring 9 goals in the last 2 games combined. That's crazy. But of course, 5 wins in the last 6 is good territory for the Geordies, who are favoured on this one, overwhelmingly so. Going to go with a 2-0 win. Long way to go for Fulham to see them lose. Meanwhile, Everton up against Leicester, coming at you over at the Goodison Park. Everton under David Moyes now back-to-back wins, winning 3 of the last 4. They are 16th at the table, 23 points for the season. Up against Leicester under Ruud van Nistelrooy, winning twice of the last 6. They are 17th at the table with 17 points for the season. Now, they played each other 38 times since 1994. Just 11 wins for Everton, 10 wins for Leicester. 17 draws between the two sides. Back-to-back draws between these two sides. Both of those games were, though, at the King Power. Reverse fixture the last time around at this venue was a 2-0 win for Leicester back in November 2022. So Leicester just losing once against Everton in the last 6. However, 4 of those last 6 have ended up all square. Everton on the back of that 1-0 win over Brighton. Leicester with a 2-1 win over Spurs. Bookies, though, will go with Everton. I'm sure they will. Yes, they are. As do I. Going to go with Everton with a 2-1 win. David Moyes, getting it right this time around. Bournemouth, free scoring Bournemouth up against Liverpool at the Vitality Stadium, unbeaten in the last 6. Andy Raiola, they are 7th at the table, 40 points for the season. Up against Liverpool under Arnie Slot, unbeaten in the last 5. Coming into this, Bournemouth have actually got better form than Liverpool. They've got 83% form compared to Liverpool's 75. Now that's in all competitions and all venues. And Arsenal, Liverpool, what am I doing? Slap that out of my face. I mean, Liverpool, top of the pops, 53 points for the campaign. Played each other 19 times in 2014. 2 wins Bournemouth, 16 wins Liverpool. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. Last time around at this venue, it was a 4-0 win for Liverpool. Earlier in the season, it was a 3-0 win for Liverpool at Anfield back in September. Bournemouth just winning once against Liverpool in the last 6. There's also a 9-0 on the in Liverpool against Bournemouth not too long ago. Meanwhile, Bournemouth on the back of that 5-0 win over Forest. They've scored 9 goals in the last 2 games combined. Liverpool on the back of that 4-1 over Ipswich, and they are in action against PSV Eindhoven tonight, of course, in the Champions League. But it'll be a much reduced or a rotated squad for that game. The odds for this one, then, looking at it, Bournemouth are, of course, underdogs. Liverpool are favoured despite Bournemouth sticking the goals in recently. I'm going to go with the Liverpool victory here. 3-1 win in the end on the road, and that will maintain the top of the table status and, of course, dampen the spirits of Bournemouth. Let's go to the Portman Road as Ipswich take on Southampton, a relegation crunch clash. Ipswich under Kieran McKenna 3 defeats on the spin. They're 19th for the table, 16 points on the campaign. Up against Southampton under Ivan Juric. Just 1 win in the last 6. They're on 17% form themselves. They played each other 24 times since 1993. 10 wins Ipswich, 7 wins Southampton. 7 draws between the two sides. Last time around, over at Portman Road, it was a 3-2 win for Ipswich back in April 2024. That was in the Championship. The reverse fixture at St Mary's was a 1-1 draw back in September. The Saints, of course, with a 3-1 loss to Newcastle. Most recently, Ipswich losing to Liverpool, of course, and have conceded 10 goals in the last 2 games combined. But they were both against Liverpool and Man City. The odds right here, right now, Ipswich are favoured. Southampton underdogs, of course, and they look doomed. This is a must-win game for both teams here. I'll go with a 2-0 win. Ipswich taking the points. And moving the chains, let's go forward again. It is Wolves up against Villa, and of course, is it the whatever it is, Derby, Midlands Derby, Backcountry Derby, whatever they call it. Molineux, the venue. Wolves under Victor Pereira, just 1 win in the last 6. They're 18th for the table, 16 points for the campaign. Up against Unai Emery, 8th in the table, 37 points for the season, but they are winless in the last 3. They played each other 26 times since 2003. 8 wins Wolves, 10 wins Villa, 8 draws between the two sides. Last time around at this very venue, it was a 1-1 draw back in October 2023. Villa winning the reverse fixture at Villa Park. 3-1 win back in September. Villa, of course, in action tonight up against Celtic in a all-British affair in the Champions League. Wolves waiting for the Villa this coming weekend. It's tight amongst the bookies, tighter than you would imagine, but Villa are still favoured on this one. Going to go with a win myself, and nobody. 1-1 in the end, calling it quits. Right down the middle. Manchester United up against Crystal Palace coming at Old Trafford. Man United under Ruben Almiron just 1 defeat in the last 6. 12th at the table, 29 points for the season. Up against Crystal Palace under Ole Glasner, 1 defeat in the last 6, both on 75% form. Villa are not even in this conversation. I mean, Crystal Palace are 13th at the table, 27 points for the season. Up against Manchester United, who are 12th with 29, so a bit of a mid-table crunch clash, and have played 34 times since 1994. 21 wins United, 6 wins Palace, 7 draws. Last time around, though, over at this very venue, it was a 1-0 win for Palace, who are unbeaten against Manchester United over the last 3. And in fact, Manchester United have not scored against Crystal Palace in those last 3 games. Reverse fixture at Selhurst Park was a 0-0 draw. Palace, though, on the back of that 2-1 loss to Brentford. Manchester United with a 1-0 win over Fulham. Man United also in action midweek against Superbru. On this one, Manchester United are favoured on this one. Palace are your underdogs. Going to go with the win myself for Manchester United. 3-0 winners over Glasgow. Brentford, they're next. They're up against Tottenham. That's on Sunday, February the 2nd. Brentford under Tommy Frank, 42% form for them right now, 11th in the table, 31 points for the season. Up against Spurs and Ange Postecoglou, 50% form for them right now, won 3 and lost 3 over the last 6. They are 15th with 24 points for the season. Played each other 8 times since 2021, 1 win for Brentford, 4 for Spurs, 3 draws between the two sides. Last time around at this venue was a 2-2 draw back in August 2023. Reverse fixture was a 3-1 win for Spurs back in September. Tottenham on the back of that 2-1 loss to Leicester. They're taking on Elfsborg this week in the Europa League. Brentford, of course, looking forward to this game, but on the back of that 2-1 win over Crystal Palace. The odds right here, right now, looks like Brentford are favoured. Spurs, the underdogs, their injuries are piling up. Going to go with a 2-1 win, though, for Spurs, maybe to get back themselves, get themselves moving in the right direction. Into the final couple here is the Ding Dong Classic. It is Arsenal, it is Man City. It's coming to the Emirates. Arsenal under Mikel Arteta, second in the table, 47 points for the season. Unbeaten now in the last 4 against Man City under Pep Guardiola, just 1 defeat in the last 6. 41 points for Man City compared to Arsenal's 47, 66 times they've played since 1993. 29 wins for Arsenal, 25 wins for Man City. It's been 12 draws between the two sides, including the last 2. Both of those were at the Etihad. It was a 0-0 last season, 2-2 this time around. Last time around, though, over at this very venue, it was a 1-0 win for Arsenal, who are unbeaten against Man City over the last 4, winning twice and drawing twice. Arsenal on the back of that 1-0 win over Wolves, back-to-back clean sheets, taking on Girona tonight. Meanwhile, Man City on the back of that 3-1 win over Chelsea, taking on Club Brugge in a must-win game tonight. The odds right here, right now, we're looking at it. It is tight, but Arsenal are favoured. Man City are the underdogs. Going to go with a goal fest here, 2-2 in the end. Point in the bag for Man City, denting Arsenal's late ambitions for the title. And then Chelsea against West Ham. It's Monday night. It is the 3rd of Feb at Stamford Bridge. Enzo Maresca's boys are 6. 40 points for the season, just 1 defeat in the last 6. 1 defeat in the last 5. Up against Graham Potter's boys, who are 14th, 27 points for the season, just 1 win in the last 6. Played each other 59 times since 1993, 32 wins for Chelsea, 17 wins. West Ham, 10 draws between the two sides. Last time around at Chelsea, it was a 5-0 win for Chelsea back in May 2024. Reverse fixture at London Stadium was a 3-0 win for Chelsea, who have won back-to-back against the Hammers, scoring 8 without conceding. Man City, though, beating Chelsea most recently, Villa and West Ham drawing last time around. No European action though for Chelsea. Of course, who are favoured for this one. They should win this game. Going to go with a win as well. 3-1 winners in the end. Now, that's my picks, guys. And if I'm right, this is what the table will look like. It is like this. Liverpool will be top by 8 points. Arsenal in second spot. Forest moving, keeping themselves in 3rd. And then Newcastle in 4th. Chelsea up to 5th. Going down, Southampton, Leicester, and Wolves. But that's just my take. Make sure you get your own take as well using the link in the description. I look forward to seeing what you guys got. And of course, we'll look forward to come back for the next round of games. But until then, guys and girls, we are done zoned.